Hey investors, today we're going to look at the Toledo, Ohio real estate market. We're going to not only analyze the overall market, but then we're going to take a deep dive and analyze an actively listed property in the market to look at return on investment, cash on cash return, equity spreads. And in essence, we're just trying to look at if we purchase a rental property, is this going to make us money and be a good investment? Welcome. If this is your first time to the channel, I'm Dave Hathaway. On this channel, we discuss real estate, investing, and building wealth. This video is a part of our Deal Day series where each week we look at a new property in a new market, and today we're looking at Toledo, Ohio. The property address that we're going to look at today is 4211 Piedmont Drive, Toledo, Ohio, 43615. But like I said, before we look and take a deep dive of that property, let's take a look at the overall economic drivers of the marketplace of Toledo. So the economic drivers are number one, manufacturing, number two, healthcare, and number three, education. Toledo has a few Fortune 500 companies headquartered there, which I'm actually very surprised being a Midwest market. And it has Dana Incorporated, it has the Andersons Inc., it has Owens Corning, and it has the OI Glass Inc. So it has four Fortune 500 companies headquartered in Toledo, and that's a lot. It doesn't have any major sports teams, which I like to see. However, it does have minor league baseball team, the Toledo Mud Hens, which is AAA for the Detroit Tigers. And it also has a hockey team, the Toledo Walleye. It's not NHL, but it's a subsect of NHL. Toledo doesn't have any international airports, but it does have the Detroit Metropolitan Wayne County Airport. That's an international airport in Detroit, and that's about an hour and 20 minutes away from Toledo. So technically you could say it's within driving distance of an international airport. Some cool things about Toledo itself that I did not know was that Toledo is known as the glass city of the world due to its long history and importance in glass making. And that's probably why it has a lot of those Fortune 500 companies and why its number one economic driver is manufacturing. So those all things come full circle. If you guys like this kind of content, we'd be honored if you'd like and subscribe to the channel. Let's move on to the other overall market factors. Toledo has a population of 265,468 people, and it's decreased at a rate of negative 0.5%. So it's decreasing, not at a heavy rate, but it still is falling when you look at the graph. It has a job growth of 2.11%, which is great. It has unemployment of 4%, which is terrific. It has an average salary of $40,000, which is on the low end, and probably why the median sales price is $115,000. Now this is super low. We don't normally see this low, but this is a Midwest market, and so it makes sense. Median rent in Toledo is $940, and the price to rent ratio is 10.19. So that means that if it's under 15, it means it's more likely to have cash flowing properties. So super excited about this market. Overall, my market verdict is I'm going to give Toledo a thumbs up. I am going to be a little bit cautious with the one thing, which is population growth that's declining, but it's declining under 1%. So I'm going to give that one a pass, and that's why Toledo gets a thumbs up. Moving on to the Google Street View test of our target property that's actively listed in Toledo. If you look around this neighborhood, this property was actually built in 2003. So it's a newer property, and there's sidewalks on both sides of the street. Everything looks great. I would definitely live in this neighborhood. I think it's a great neighborhood for a rental property. So moving on to the listing details of the property. This property is listed for $147,000. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, single-family home. It's 1,440 square feet, built in 2003. And looking at the listing photos, the things that I would change, or the rehab suggestions that I would make, are I'd paint the front door black to give it a little pop. It's got a lot of white going on. And then I'd swap out the appliances in the kitchen for stainless steel appliances just to give it an extra good look in pictures. And I would install an over-the-range microwave in the kitchen. I'd also install a washer and dryer because they're relatively affordable. I usually just buy them used. And I'd install a framed mirror in the bathroom. And I'd change out the bathroom lights because they are super dated. They're little circle balls, the movie star lights from way back in the day. They're dated. Just change them out. It's a relatively low cost repair or renovation. My rehab budget overall for this house, relatively low. The house is in pretty good shape. It's going to be $7,000 to be able to get everything done that you need to get done. And so moving along to the cash flow analyzer, and if you guys don't have this, you can go in the description of the video and look for the link for our free downloads and download this for free so you can utilize it. Let me know if you like it, if you think I can improve it. But this is what I use when I analyze rental properties. So Zillow states that rents of this property should about be $1,582. Looking around at comps, I tend to agree. I actually think we can bump that price up a little bit. So I actually put $1,600 in my rental calculation. Property taxes in Toledo, super low, $960. Love that. And then when you look at the cash flow analyzer, it shows that if you purchase this house in all cash, did the repair all cash, you'd cash flow about $1,142 or 8.62%. And that actually is a pretty good number for just a cash on cash return. With leverage or putting a loan at 7%, your return goes to $360.27 or 10.88%. And so I actually think this is a great property. Even though it doesn't hit a $500 mark, this is a newer property. One of the reasons I really love it. It's built in 2003. It's got vinyl siding. There's not a lot that goes wrong on this property. So you have a lower maintenance property. It doesn't have a basement, so you don't have to worry about floods or leaks or stuff in the basement. I love that about the property. I think this property will probably appreciate over the next 5-10 years, 1% to 2%. And then that bumps your return to somewhere in the low end of like 14-15% a year. And I think that's a great return. And you get the tax benefits of owning real estate, so depreciation. So the return probably gets higher if you add those in. So everything about this property, I love. I would purchase this property for myself. If I had a team in Toledo, I'd purchase it. I think it's a great deal. So I'm going to give Toledo, Ohio, the market a thumbs up. I'm going to give the property a thumbs up. I mean, it's great. So that's it for Toledo, Ohio. I'll see you on the next episode.